The day everything changed in Kita, I was just a humble maid, but the events I witnessed will stay with me forever. The palace was a place of grandeur and tradition, with whispers of a royal marriage filling the air. The elder princess, Oma, was the center of attention, known for her beauty but also for her stern and often harsh demeanor. It was widely expected that she would marry first, as tradition dictated, but there was a lingering sense of uncertainty about her suitability as a queen. Then came Prince Kafui, though no one knew him as a prince. He arrived at the palace disguised as a simple palace guard, a ruse orchestrated by the king himself. Kafui was from the neighboring kingdom of Dabola, and his mission was not just to guard, but to observe. His real purpose was to determine which of the two princesses was truly worthy of marriage. The king of Kita, aware of the plan, watched closely, knowing that the future of his kingdom might depend on Kafui's decision. Kafui was an imposing figure, tall, muscular, with a commanding presence that set him apart from the other guards. His skin was the color of rich mahogany, and his sharp eyes missed nothing. He wore a simple Kent cloth wrapped around his waist and over one shoulder, bare-chested like the other guards, blending in perfectly while still exuding an air of quiet authority. The villagers saw him as just another guard, but there was something about him that caught the eye of everyone in the palace. Amma, ever perceptive, grew suspicious of Kafui. She could sense that there was more to him than met the eye, and this only fueled her arrogance. She often tested him with her sharp tongue and demanding ways, trying to push him to reveal his true nature. But Kafui remained stoic, his silence more powerful than any words he could have spoken. He watched Oma closely, noting how she treated those around her, with impatience, and sometimes cruelty. She was a princess who expected the world to bow to her will, and her interactions with Kafui were no different. In stark contrast, Princess Efua moved through the palace with a quiet grace. She was the younger sister, often overshadowed by Oma, but there was a light in her that could not be dimmed. Efua's skin was as smooth as ebony, and her eyes reflected the kindness of her soul. She wore a modest emerald green Kent, simple yet elegant, much like her demeanor. Efua treated everyone with respect, from the highest noble to the lowliest servant. Her kindness was not a show, but a reflection of who she truly was. Kafui noticed this, too, and his respect for her grew with each passing day. As the days turned into weeks, the tension in the palace escalated. The grand celebration, where the final decision about the marriage would be made, was fast approaching. The entire village of Kita was preparing for the event, and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Colorful decorations adorned the palace, and the aroma of rich foods filled the air. The villagers, unaware of the prince's true identity, speculated about who would be chosen as the bride. Many assumed it would be Oma, simply because she was the elder and the more assertive of the two. But those who had observed closely, like myself, knew that something deeper was at play. On the day of the celebration, the village was alive with music, dance, and the vibrant colors of Kent cloths fluttering in the breeze. Kafui, still in his guard attire, made his way through the throng of people, his eyes ever watchful. As the festivities reached their peak, he knew that the moment of truth had arrived. It was clear to him and to anyone who had truly paid attention that Efua, with her gentle spirit and kind heart, was the rightful choice. But the revelation of Kafui's true identity added a dramatic twist to the tale. When Kafui finally stepped forward, the entire village of Kita gasped in astonishment. Here was a man they had known as a simple guard, now revealed as a prince from a neighboring kingdom. His choice of Efua as his bride was not just a personal decision, but a statement about the values that would lead the kingdom into the future. The celebrations that followed were grander than anything the village had ever seen. As Kafui and Efua stood together, a vision of unity and love. The people of Kita rejoiced not just for the marriage, but for the wisdom in choosing love over pride. And as I watched the festivities from the sidelines, I couldn't help but feel a deep sense of pride in having witnessed this incredible story unfold. It was a lesson in true nobility, one that would resonate through the kingdom for generations to come.